Good day, everyone. So it's teacher Catherine here. I hope that you guys are doing good in this stressful week. So today I'm going to add additional knowledge by introducing a helpful mathematical problem solving strategy that can help you in the future, which is called the guess and check. But before I start this presentation, I apologize that I might have an error showing how to solve a problems because I don't have enough resources here to support me with this presentation. But as your teacher, I'll try my best to make it easy and understandable for you. So let's start with the definition. So, the guess and check problem solving strategy is a method used to find solutions to mathematical problems by making educated guesses and then verifying whether those guesses satisfy the given conditions or requirements of the problem. If a guess does not work, it is refined or adjusted, and the process is repeated until the correct solution is found. So, class, from the name itself, guess and check, yes, you hear it right. Only thing you need to do is to make a guess and check it. I mean, this is the most educated strategy in the mathematics and even not mathematical related. For example, sa inyong mga students ko, before when I was a student, this method is the most used for me because for example, during our exams, we often guess or hula yung mga answers sa tanong na mga sa exam paper natin. Then check it if it matches one of the options. If it does, then thank thank you, Lord. If not, we revise our guess and try it again until we find the right solution. So the guess and check is very effective by giving us a place to start. Yes. So since we have a guess, it means that we have understood the concept and what is being asked. Kumbaga, it's a starting line for us what solution to make, what formula to use to solve this problem. So next, it is simply a tool for organizing information in such a way that the information becomes more useful to you and more powerful in your hands. However, class, remember, guessing doesn't mean it's the final answer. It's more like a hypothesis or a starting point. That's why it's called hula nga, diba? Because there's uncertainty. Guessing is a process that leads to an organized pattern that guides us to the correct answer. But that does not necessarily mean na yun na yung tamang sagot. Okay, guys? It's just a process. Okay? Understood? Okay, let's continue. So, wrong guesses are merely step in solving the problem. As I've said, this strategy is the only one that accepts wrong guesses. That's why on this topic, it does not teach you how to solve a problem, but also teach you that in mistake, there's an opportunity to learn and grow. My dear student, let me remind you again that failure is a natural part of the process. So it's okay to make failure, but always seek for growth, no? So next is how to use the guess and check. So, and the first step, understand the problem. Before making a guess, it's important to fully understand the problem. This method is simple, yes, but failing to understand the question will prevent you from finding the right answer. Think of it like a relationship. If you don't understand your partner, you might make an assumption and jump to wrong conclusions. But if you take the time to understand them better, you can solve the problem together. Similarly, every strategy, including guess and check, requires a careful understanding of what's being asked. Next, make a guess. Once you understand the problem, it's time to make an educated guess. So third, follow the guess through a reasonable conclusion. Fourth, evaluate the guess. After making a guess, check if it fits with the problem. Does your guess make sense, or is it too high or too low? If your guess is too far off, it's time to modify it, which is in the fifth steps. Modify and guess again. Keep adjusting your guess and repeating the process until you find the correct answer. Repeat steps 3 and 4 as necessary. At the end, check to see what the question was and answer it in a sentence. So, let's have an examples here. I have provided here a three examples so that you could thoroughly understand what is the concept of the guess and check. So let's start with the example number one. So the example number one, it says, I am a two-digit number. I have 9 in ones place. I am greater than 27, but less than 49. What number am I? So, the question being asked is what number am I? Ano kayang numero ako? To answer this easily, let's find hint on the problem. Yeah, let's go. So, in the first line, it says that I am a two-digit number. Therefore, we're gonna make a two blank line here to resemble the digits. That's it. So, after making a two blank line, let's read the second line. I have 9 in ones place. So it's either the 9 is in the first digit or second digit. But if we put 9 in first digit, it's already wrong. Why? The third sentence says it is greater than, I am greater than 27. Yes, it's indeed greater than 27, but not less than 49. And that's because 9 is greater than 4. Therefore, it should be placed in the second digit. That's it. It's the correct one. Now, all we have missing is the first digit. In order for us to guess a right answer, check also the given numbers. What do you think is the number greater than 2, less than 4? So, to understand it clearly, let me explain it further by providing this as our guide. Let us start with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Based on the list, what do you think is the number greater than 2? Is greater than 2 and less than 4? Yep, you get it. So the answer is number 3. Thus, the number that we should fill here in the first blank line is number 3. Therefore, the two digits we are looking for, which have a 9 in the ones place and are greater than 27 but less than 49, are 39. Then our guess is correct. That's the right answer. Second example. A store sells a jacket for $100, making a profit of $40 per jacket. How many jackets must the store sell to make a total profit of $960? So the question is, how many jacket must the store sell to make a total profit of $960? Given that each jacket each jacket costs $100 and makes a profit of $40 per jacket. So let's solve it by using guess and check. So let's assume that in the guess number one, guess number one, we have a 21 jackets. So let's multiply it to 40. To 21 times 40. So what's the answer? Yes, it's correct. It's 840. But the problem is that it's too far from the expected profit. It's only 840, which is somewhat distant from 960. The problem is asking for 960 profit, not 840. Therefore, our number one guess is it is wrong. Guys, You may be wondering why I multiplied it to 40. Because 40 is the profit gain of one jacket. Thus, we need to multiply our guess to it to get the $960 profit. So, our answer in guess number 1 is obviously wrong because it's too low and it needs an adjustment to get the correct answer. Therefore, in guess number 2, we should use value higher than 21. So, instead na 21 lang, we're gonna increase. No? So, guess number 1 and number 2 pala. I'm sorry. Guess number 2. So, let's assume this time that a number of jacket that can make a profit of $960 is 26. Jacket. Let's multiply it with 40. 26 times 40. What is the answer? Yep, it's 1040. Which is too high with 960. So, in the guess number 2, we have identified a higher number to 960. So, therefore, we're going to reduce in terms of 26 but not less than with 21 since mali na nga to. So, it's either nasa 22, 23, 24, 25. So, in our guess in number 3, it must revolve on these choices. Kumbaga, ang method na to or strategy helps us and teaches us na wag sumuko, as in, kung pwedeng lahat ng mga method gawin, kung lahat kailangan isa-isahin, we need to para makuha natin yung tamang sagot. So, let's try with 24. Let's try it. So, guess number 3. Guess number 3, which is 24. 24 jackets. 24 jackets. Sorry. Okay. So, 24 jacket multiplied with 40 profit on one jacket. What do you think is the answer of this? Yep, you got it right. It's $960. And that ends this problem. Our guess in number 3 perfectly answers the problem, which is that 24 jackets could make a $960 profit. So we're gonna write that here. Answer. The store needs 24 jackets sorry with my writings. 24 jackets to sell to make a total profit. To make a total profit of $960. That's the answer for the number 2 problem. So as you can see, we have already applied the steps here in the previous page. We first understand the problem, we then make a guess, follow the guess to a reasonable conclusion, evaluate the guess, and modify it until we reach the right answer. Next is the example number 3. So, which 4 consecutive addends will give you a sum of 130? So, the problem asks us about consecutive numbers. When we say consecutive numbers, class, it refers in order numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. That is called consecutive number. Consecutive number. Another example is, for example, like 52, 53, 54, 55. That is a consecutive number. So, which 4 consecutive addends will give you a sum of 130? Again, when we say addend, it refers to, like for example naman sa addends. Let's try another color. Addends. 1 plus 1, 2 plus 5, 8 plus 9. That is called addends. Addends. But when we say naman sum, I know alam niyo naman lahat to, but I still need to explain this further para ma-gets niyo ang concept ng guess and check. So, sum. When we say sum naman, it is the result or the equivalent of these addends. 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 5, 7, 8 plus 9 is 17. That is called addends naman. I mean, sum. That is the sum, the total of the addends. So the question is, which 4 consecutive addends will give you a sum of 130? So, back to the problem. Let's make a guess again. For example, in the guess number 1, we're gonna make a guess number 1 again, everyone. Guess number 1. Let's assume that we think of a number like starting from 21, 21 plus 22 plus 23 plus 24. Guys, if you have a question why I put 4 numbers, is that the problem is asking for 4 consecutive number, consecutive addends, I mean. So, again, let's back to the guess number 1. What do you think is the answer in this equation? 21 plus 22 plus 23 plus 24 is what? Yep, you get it right. It's 90. So, again, this is lower than 130. That is what we are looking for. Thus, we need to lower it down. So, the guess number 1 is specifically wrong. So let's try another option. And the guess number 2. Guess number 2. So how about we think of a number like 39, since mababa to eh. Mababa sa 130. Thus, we need to think of a number that is higher with 21, 22, 23, 24. For example, 39, 39, 40, 41, 42. What do you think is the equivalent or the sum of these 4 consecutive addends? Let's look at it on the calculator. Yep, we got it. It's 162. which is now higher on the number we're looking for. Kumbaga, kung sa guess number 1, nababaan natin ng sobra-sobra. Sa guess number 2, nataasan naman natin. Therefore, sa guess number 3, neutral lang yung taas niya, neutral din yung baba niya. So, guess number 3. So, think of a number that is higher than 24, but lower with 39. How about we think of a fourth consecutive number of 31 plus 32 plus 33 plus 34. What is the sum of these four consecutive numbers? Yes, you got it right. It is 130, which is what we are looking for. Thus, our guess number 3 only signifies that our guess number 3, the 31, 32, 33, 34 is the right answer for this problem. So, gonna make a mark on this. Yeah. So, however, class, please remember to understand the problem. What is being asked? Baka ilagay niyong sagot is 130. No, the problem is asking for what for consecutive number, not the sum. So the answer for this problem is the four consecutive number. We're gonna write it. Answer. The four consecutive number. The four consecutive addends that will give us a sum of 130 or 31, 32, 33, and 34. That's the answer. So we're done with the examples, guys. I hope you understand the concept of guess and check, and I hope you're gonna use this method in the future when you encounter a problem. It's either personal, practical problems, not mathematical problems. You can apply this method, no? So this can apply in every situation. So let's talk about its importance. The guess and check strategy is important in problem solving because it encourages critical thinking, logical reasoning, and persistence. This method allows learners to approach complex problems systematically by testing possible solutions, analyzing the results, and refining their guesses. Importantly, it accepts failure. Guys, I've always said it accepts failure as a natural part of the process, teaching us that mistakes are opportunities to learn and grow. So don't be afraid to always try. And that ends our presentation. Thank you for listening, everyone. Hope you gained knowledge in this presentation. Goodbye.
Hello everyone, so I am Wilfred Sirifama and I'll be teaching you guys how to solve a problem by making a table. Hindi yung literal na table na pinaglalagyan ng pagkain basta table. So, May apat na steps dyan. 4 techniques or 4 steps. The first one is identify. Siyempre, alamin mo muna kung ano yung question or kung ano yung hinahanap. The second one is plan. Okay? What strategy will I use to solve the problem? Kung ano ba yung gagawin ko para masulbahan ng problema. So, the third one is solve. Siyempre, alamin mo na kung paano yan. Ay, hindi. Siyempre, tuturuan ko kayo. And number 4 is verify. Nasa sayo na yan kung may tiwala ka sa sarili mo. So, let's move on. This is the first problem. Okay? John Ray Guerrero ran a lemonade stand for 5 days. On the first day, he made 15 pesos. Every day after that, he made 5 pesos more than the previous day. How much money did John Ray make in all, keep in mind, after 5 days? Ayun. So, yun na nga. Step 1. Ayan na. Make a graph that is connected to the topic. So, medyo hindi naman talaga siya, parang table, ganun. Graph siya. Diba, graph. So, ayan. Gagawa tayo ng rectangle. So, yun lang. Ilang araw daw? So, 5 days. Okay. Gawa tayo. 5. 2. 3. 4. 5. Ayan. So, first day. Second. Third. Fourth. Fifth. So, lilabel natin siya. Days. Ayun. Ganda ng sulat. Days. So, dito sa baba is earned. Kung ilan yung kinikita niya. Ayun, ang ganda din ng sulat. So, nakasulat dito, on the first day, he made 15 pesos. So, ito yung first day. Okay, yan na yun. So, first day, 15 pesos. Tapos, sabi dito, every day after that, he made 5 pesos more than the previous day. So, kung ilan to, di ba 15, dadagdagan nyo lang siya ng 5 plus 5. So, 15 plus 5 is 20. Diba? Ayun, nakuha nyo na. So, ganyan. 20 pesos yung kinita niya on the second day. Diba nga, sabi, made 5 pesos more than the previous day. So, itong 20 na to, dadagdagan mo siya ulit ng 5. So, magiging 25. And so on. Plus 5 na naman. Ayun, nahuli yung plus 5. So, plus 5 na naman. So, 35. 35 pesos yung nakuha niya on the 5th day. Pero, hindi yan yung tinatanong nito. Sinabi daw in all. So, ipa-plus nyo siya. Pa-plus nyo siya like 15 plus 20 plus 25 plus 30 plus 35. Yun. Pa-plus nyo siya. So, ayan. Plus nyo sila. So, 15 plus 20 plus 25 plus 30 plus 35. 125. Yan yung hinahanap. This one. This one. Yan. Yan yung hinahanap na sagot. So, in all, after 5 days, 125 pesos yung kinita ni Mr. John Ray Guerrero. Yun. So, Okay. Okay na yun. We're done with this one. So, let's move on to my second example. This one. So, try nyo naman muna, guys. Try nyo na. Sige, antayin ko kayo. Hindi, pause nyo na lang. Okay, so, eto na. The first week of the volleyball club. Ayan. The first week of the volleyball club had 5 students. The second week had 7. And the third week had 10. And the fourth had 14. If this continues, how many students will be there in the 8th week? So, syempre, gagawa na naman tayo ng graph. Yan. Malaking graph kasi 8 yan. Diba? Di na yan. 1. So, andito na. Susulat na yun natin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th week, 6th week, 7th week, 7th week, 8th week. So, given na siya guys. So, label muna natin to. This is the weeks and the students who joined. So, given na yung first 4 weeks. Yung first 4 weeks. Andito. Ayan. First 4 weeks. So, on the first week, we had 5 students who joined. On the second week, we had 7. On the third, we had 10. On the fourth, we had 14 students. So, keep in mind, guys, that there is a pattern. Okay, so ano yung pattern na yun? Ito, diba? Kung iisipin nyo, guys, 5, 7, 10, and 14. Bale, dumadagdag lang every week. So, on the first week, second week, given na yun. So, on the second week, dalawa yung dumagdag. 2 plus 2. Kaya, 5 plus 2, naging 7. On the third week, naging 10, diba? So, tatlong students yung dumagdag. 7 plus 3 equals 10 hanggang sa fourth week. So, 10 plus 4 because it's fourth week. 10 plus 4 is 14. So, ano nga ba yung sunod? Diba? It would be plus 5 na. So, 14 plus 5 is 19. Yun. So, hinahanap na natin. Diba? So, ayun. 6th week tayo. Gaya nung nauna, plus 6. Diba? 19 plus 6 is 25. 25. On the 7th week, syempre, diba? Plus 7. 32. On the 8th week, plus 8. So, 32 plus 8 equals 40. So, yun. Yun na yung sagot. Kasi yung hinihingi lang naman is how many students will be there in the 8th week. Yun lang. Ayun na yung sagot nyo. 40. Yan. So, thank you guys. Sana may natutunan kayo. And, see you next time. Bye!
So, good day everyone. I'm Jaren Cepalo, and today I will teach you how to solve a similar but simpler problems. So, what you will learn in this lesson, you will learn the following skills: read and understand the given problem situations, develop and use the strategy. Solve a simpler problems. Plan and compare alternative approaches to solving problems. Solve real-world problems using selected strategies as a part of a plan. So, how to solve a simpler problem strategy? So, step 1, break apart or change the problem into ones that are easier to solve. Step 2, solve the simpler problems. So, step 3, use the answers to the simpler problems to solve the original problem. So, we will be having an example to show you how to solve it. So, example 1. How many squares are there? So, step 1, break apart or change the problem into ones that are easier to solve. So, we break apart the problem, the squares. So, the squares with sides of 1 unit, square sides with 2 units, and the squares with sides of 3 units. So, step 2 is to solve the simpler problems. So, squares with sides of 1 unit. So, we will count that. So, yan. Gagawin natin is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, 9 yung 9 yung squares with sides of 1 unit. So, yeah, that's the answer. So, dun naman sa squares with sides of 2 unit. So, ganito siya. Ganito siya, no? 1. Tapos yung isang side. 2. 3. Saka 4. Halata ba? Basta 4 yan. 4, 3. So, the answer is 4 unit. Squares with sides of 1 unit is 4. So, the squares with sides of 3 unit naman is yun na. Ito na. Isa lang, no? So, isa. So, sa step 3 naman is use the answers to the simpler problems to solve the original problems. So, ganito gagawin nyo. Yung sa step 1, ay sa step 2, ilalagay nyo dito. Then, yan na, no? Ito na. 9. Sa step 2 yan. So, i-add nyo yan lahat. So, yan. That's the answer na. Yan. Well done. That's the answer already. Simple as that, diba? So, let's have another example. So, sa example 2, how many triangles are there? Triangles naman, ha? So, sa step 1, anong gagawin? Break apart or change the problem into ones that are easier to solve. So, ito siya, triangle na, wait. Yan. Okay. So, ito siya. Yung shaded. Yan, shaded yan ah. Yan ang unahan natin. Yan yung shaded. Shaded triangle. Shaded triangle. So, yung di naman shaded is ito. Puti lang siya, pero di siya shaded. Di yan shaded, guys ah. So, white. Wait. White triangle. Tapos yung buo naman, ano yung buo? Yung buo, sasalin natin, yung triangle with shaded and white shaded. So, ito na siya. So, copy lang natin to. So, ito na siya. Yung isa nating unit. Winang natin is shaded and not shaded triangle. Okay. So next, solve the simpler problems. So ilan yung shaded? 1, 2, 3. So the shaded triangles are ilan? 3. Then sa not shaded naman is ilan siya? Not shaded. Ilan siya? 1. And sa whole naman, sa kabuuan, yung not shaded and shaded is isa. So, moving on to the next step, step 3. So, which is use the answers to the simpler problems to solve the original problem. So, yung step 2, yun yung pagbabasehan mo ng answers. The shaded, ilan? 3. And yung not shaded naman, 1. And yung whole naman, yung shaded and not shaded and not ilan? Isa din. So, plus lahat, ipa-plus. 3 plus 1 is 4 plus 1 is 5. So, 5 yung answer. So, I hope may natutunan kayo. And sana may natutunan kayo sa lesson ko. Natutunan nyo yung basic ng solving a simpler but solving the simple problem. So, yun lang. Thank you for watching.
So, what's up everyone? So, today we're gonna take a look at this problem solving strategy, which is to draw a picture or diagram. Now, the first step is to identify what's the question. What am I being asked to do? Then you may want to come up with a plan, and the strategy that we're going to use in this video is to draw a picture or diagram. You then want to carry out your plan to solve the problem. And the most important step is to verify your answer. Does my answer make sense? So let's go ahead and take a look at a problem. Gabo is planting a new vegetable garden. His father is going to help him put up a fence around the perimeter of his garden, but he wants to know how many posts he should buy. His new garden is rectangular in shape and has a width of 6 meters and length of 8 meters. Gabo's father says the posts need to be placed 2 meters apart with a post in each corner. How many posts should Gabo tell his father to buy? Well, as with most problems, there's our question. There. Generally, you'll find it right at the end. It's usually the last sentence in the paragraph. So he wants to know how many posts is his dad is gonna need to pick up. So as you can see, this is an example of a post, and this is an example of a rail. So his dad wants to know how many posts does he need to buy. So that's our question. So his dad is going to help put up a fence around the perimeter of his garden. And he wants to know how many posts he should get. His new garden is rectangular in shape, so let's draw his garden. It's rectangular in shape, and the dad is going to put the fence around the perimeter around outside of the garden. The garden has a width of 6 meters and a length of 8 meters. Gabo's father says the post needs to be placed 2 meters apart with a post in each corner. So I'm actually going to start with those corner posts, and I'm actually gonna draw them. So there you have it. There's your corner post. And then the other post needs to be located 2 meters apart. So let's do the width first. Put a post here and a post here, and that would be 2 meters apart, 2 meters apart, 2 meters apart. So right there is 4 posts you're gonna need on this side, because that would be 2, 2, 2. Therefore, it would be an equivalent to 6 meters. On the other side, let's do the same thing. Post here, post and post here. 2 meters apart, 2 meters apart, 2 meters apart. So we need 4 posts on this side as well. Now, here comes the tricky part. Let's figure out how many posts we need on the length. So we need a post here. We need a post here. That's 2 meters. 2 meters. That's post here. It's 2 meters. Post here. 2 meters. 2 meters. And we're done. Now we've already added this corner post here, so we need 4 posts, 4 posts, and 4 posts. So 2 meters post, 2 meters post, put it here. 2 meters post, 2 meters post. So gonna need we have a 3 post here and 3 posts there. So we need a total of 4 plus 4 posts here, 4 plus 4 plus we have the 3 posts here and the 3 posts here also. So it would be 4 plus 4 is equal to 8 plus 3, 11 plus 3 is equal to 14. And that would be 14. So he should tell his dad to get a total of 14 posts. Yeah. And you could go back to verify this. You could go back to double check your diagram again to make sure it is correct, and let's make sure our sides are correct. So it's 6 meters on this side, 2, 2, 2 is equal to 6. It's 8 meters on this side, so 2, 2, 2, 2 is equal to 8. Yep, it looks good. So 14 posts would be your answer to that problem. And that's how you use draw a picture or diagram. So that's all, and thank you.
Good day, class. Today, I will discuss about problem solving involving identification of patterns or looking for patterns. Learn how to look for patterns in a word problem. The topic's learning outcomes are define problem solving patterns, identify patterns in a given word problem, and solve problems involving patterns and word problems. What is problem solving in mathematics? To connect it from looking for pattern is to give you an idea and knowledge. First is mathematics is a study of pattern and its structure. Mathematics is a useful way to think about nature and our world. And mathematics is a tool to quantify, organize, and control the world, predict phenomena, and make life easier for us. What is pattern? It is a repeated arrangement numbers, shapes, colors, or pictures that follow a specific rule. It can also be related to any type of event or object. It can also be the set of numbers are related to each other in a specific rule, then the rule or manner. Next is patterns and numbers in nature and the world. Patterns in nature are visible regularities of form found in the world, in the natural world, and can also be seen in the universe. And natural patterns, which are not just to be admired, they are vital clues to the rules that govern natural process. To give you many more ideas about patterns, first is patterns can be observed even in stars which move in circles across the sky each day. Second is the weather season cycle each year. All snowflakes contain six-fold symmetry, which no two are exactly the same. And third, these patterns can be seen in fish. Patterns like spotted trunkfish, spotted puffer, blue spotted stingray, spotted moralia, coral grouper, red lionfish, yellow boxfish, and angelfish. These animals and fish stripes and spot attest to mathematical regularities in biological growth and form. Fourth is zebras, tigers, cats, and snakes are covered in patterns of stripes. Leopards and hyenas are covered in pattern of spots, and giraffes are covered in pattern of blotches. Fifth is natural patterns like the intricate waves across the oceans, sand dunes on desert, formation of typhoon, water drop with the ripple and others. This serves as clues to the rules that govern the flow of water, sand, and air. Here are the examples. Step 1. Make a table. The first step to look for a pattern is to make a table showing the relationships that are there. For example, suppose the problem were to find the next three numbers in the series 2, 4, 6, and 8. They are related in a simple way, such that 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 2 is 6 plus 2 is 8. In order to extend the pattern, 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12 plus 2 is 14. Therefore, the next three numbers are 10, 12, and 14. Step 2. Find the relationship between numbers. In the previous example, the relationship was very simple, as the pattern was the set of the first 7 even numbers. Each number in the series was separated with the same distance. Suppose the relationship weren't quite as simple. This time, the numbers in the sequence are 1, 5, 14, 30, and 55. What are the next three numbers in the series? 1 plus 4 is 5 plus 9 is 14 plus 16 is 30 plus 25 is 55. The numbers aren't even the same distance from one another. Step 3. Make a prediction. Those differences 1, 4, 9, 16, and 25 have patterns in themselves. They are the first 5 squared numbers. As 12 is 1, 22 is 4, 32 is 9, 42 is 16, and 52 is 25. So the next difference might be 62 or 36, and 55 plus 36 equals 91. The next squared number will be 72 or 79, and 91 plus 49 equals 140. The next squared number will be 82 or 64, and 140 plus 64 equals 204. Step 4. Check the answer. The sequence with the next three numbers is 1, 5, 14, 30, 55, 91, 140, and 204. The pattern fits in every step of the sequence. If the numbers were added carefully, it would be easy to check each one, as 1 plus 4 is 5, 5 plus 9 is 14, 14 plus 16 is 30, 30 plus 25 is 55, 55 plus 36 is 91, 91 plus 49 is 140, and 140 plus 64 is 204. The next squared number would be 81, 92, and 204 plus 81 is 285. What is sequence? A sequence is a function whose domain is a set of positive integers. It also means an ordered list of numbers, and each number in a sequence separated by commas is known as a term. A sequence is a chain of numbers or other objects that usually follow a particular pattern. The individual elements in a sequence called terms. Term in a sequence. A term in a sequence is any number in that sequence. 2, 4, 6, and 8 is called term. Remember this. First, in solving for the patterns, always observe or read first the given problem. Then observe what is the pattern that was being portrayed. Second, always see the numbers, shapes, or things before the unknown value or answer to solve the problem. Third, Make a trial and error in identifying patterns. Fourth, always make sure that the next value corresponds to the given pattern. Fifth, check your answers. Thank you.
Creating a list of items, ideas, or steps to help manage thoughts, tasks, or priorities. By making a list, individuals can better structure their thinking, prioritize tasks, track progress, and ensure they don't overlook important details. For example 1, Sophia is deciding what could she eat at lunch. The meals available during her lunch at the canteen are burger, sushi, pizza, and the drinks are water, juice, and soft drinks. Applying Polya's problem-solving strategy. 1. To understand the problem, we need to figure out how many different meal pair options she has to choose from. Second, devise a plan. Create a list to determine the total number of meal options she has to choose from. This will help in evaluating all the available choices and counting how many different meals are included in the selection. Carry out the plan. Provide a list of the available meal and drink options in order to determine how many possible combination of meals and drinks she can choose from. So here's the meals and drinks: burger, sushi and pizza, water, juice and soda. So here I put 3 burgers to pair with the 3 drinks, which is the water, juice and soda, as well as pizza and sushi. Verification. Check if all the meal and drinks are included in the choices. Here, choices are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H and I, which is the A for burger and water, burger and juice, burger and soda, and so on and so forth. Review the solution. Every meal is carefully paired with drinks where she can choose from a variety of meal pairs. Ensure all the meal and drinks are paired to each other. Final answer. Therefore, Sophia can choose from 9 meal pairs where A is burger and water, B is burger and juice, and C is burger and soda, and so on. Example 2. 5 departments will play basketball for the intramurals in NCF. The departments are CCJE, CHS, COE, seated, and CBM. Each department should play with one another or each other to find how many games it would be in total if they all played with each other. Here also, we apply the Polya solving strategy. First, understand the problem. We are supposed to make a schedule for intramurals basketball game. Each department should play with other team. The objective is to know how many games are scheduled for the game. Second, devise a plan. 5 departments should play with each other. Carry out the plan. Let's make a list to find how many games it would be. CCJE, CHS, COE, seated, and CBM. So here, it's one department versus the other remaining departments. CCJE versus CHS, COE, seated, and CBM. And CHS versus COE, seated, CBM. For the COE, their opponent is a seated and CBM. And the last is seated versus CBM. So for the CCJE versus CHS, COE, seated, CBM, there will be 4 games. CHS versus the other remaining departments, there will be 3 games. COE versus seated CBM, 2 games, and seated versus CBM, 1 game, for the total of 10 games. Review the solution. Check if all the departments are paired to play with each other. Final answer. As a result, we will have 10 games for the 5 departments to play with each other.
Good day, class. Today we're going to discuss one of the problem solving strategies, which is the indirect reasoning. So, what is indirect reasoning? Indirect reasoning shows that a statement is true by providing that it cannot be false. So, in order for the statement na maging true, we're going to prove it na hindi ito false. Assume that the opposite and contradict it. So, there are three key steps in indirect reasoning. Number one, assume that the statement you are trying to prove is wrong. So, we're going to assume the opposite of the statement para to let us know what is the truth. And number two shows that this assumption lead to a contradiction of something you know that is true. That's where the logical reasoning would happen and the contradiction of the statement. Number three, conclude that your assumption was incorrect so that the statement you originally wanted to prove must be true. So in this case, we already proved that the assumption is incorrect or false, so the original is going to be right or true. Here are the example of indirect reasoning. We have given, and the statement to prove the given is x plus 5 is greater than 18, x is greater than 13. This is the statement to prove. So, here are the three steps. Number one, assume that x is less than 13. So, as you can see, binaliktad. So, yan yung step 1 natin, the opposite of it, the opposite of the statement for it to be true. Number 2, when x is less than 13, x plus 5 is equal 18. And when x is less than 13, x plus 5 is less than 18. So, that's where the contradiction happen. And the last step would be in both cases, the assumption leads to a contradiction. Therefore, the assumption x is less than 13 is false. So the original conclusion x is greater than 13 is true. As you can see po, we solve the opposite of this statement to prove, which is false siya. So, false could be equal to incorrect. So, kapag incorrect yung false, the statement to prove is right. So, the next example, we have Jed is playing basketball with Manuel and one of the Manuel's friend, which is it could either be Charlie, RJ, or Sam. So we have the description of these three friends. Charlie have foot injury, RJ took a bath, Sam is at the library. So who is playing with Jed and Manuel? We're going to use the indirect reasoning to know who is the third person that they are playing with. So here we are, Jed Manuel is playing basketball. So we're going to know who is this one friend. So we have three options. It could be Charlie, RJ, or Sham. So Charlie have a foot injury. So it couldn't be Charlie kasi paano siya makapaglaro if he had a foot injury. So next we have Sham. Si Sham naman is at library. So it couldn't be Sham. So using the indirect reasoning, we have RJ. RJ took a bath. So ayun, naligo na si RJ. So it could be RJ who is playing with Jed and Manuel. So yeah, we have RJ, Jed, and Manuel who is playing basketball. We use the indirect reasoning. So that would be all. Thank you guys for listening for this discussion. I hope you guys gain a knowledge and don't hesitate if meron kayong hindi naintindihan, just reach me out and